All right, good evening. I think this is instruction video number 8 of my bite-sized entry-level guitar series. So we've covered a few things so far. Tuning is important. Getting your guitar tuned before you start to practice. You definitely want to do that. We talked about how to hold the pick. We talked about downstrokes with the pick. And we talked about upstrokes with the pick on the note. And a little later, you'll understand why that's important, to be able to do both and to be able to incorporate that into playing lead guitar. It's also important with rhythm guitar. Before we get, really deep down that rabbit hole, though, I just want to kind of touch on some. Maybe touch on the subject of rhythm with using your pick. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start off with the top string. You guys remember that's the low E note, the top string. And we're going to take our pick and we're going to do downstrokes with this. Now watch the pattern here. See what I did there? All right, so a couple things that's going on here. We're doing all downstrokes. Watch what I'm doing with my left hand. So when I hit the note, and I just barely lay my hand over the strings to mute it. Now I can mute with my right hand too if I want. So there's two different ways we can mute the notes. When you hit the note, you can just let it sustain, right? Or you can hit the note and you can stop it quickly. Let it sustain. Or stop it. So notice how I can either use my left hand to just barely lay over the strings to stop the note from ringing, or I can use my right palm here, the side of my palm, and I can go. What I did there was I just went up to the 5th fret. So if you count the metal lines here, these are called frets. You're actually placing your finger in between the metal frets here, right? So up here at the 2nd dot, that's called the 5th fret. Okay. It's the 3rd fret. Okay, so our takeaway from this is either letting the note sustain or muting the note after we've struck the note. Okay, with the pick. So it's important to understand when to do each. Sometimes you want the note to ring. Just oops, turn the volume back up. That's the note being sustained. It's carrying out, its string is vibrating non-stop until eventually it'll just fade out and stop vibrating altogether. So, but in a lot of playing, especially shuffles and stuff, as soon as I would move to the next note. And then on the last chord there, I would just let the whole chord ring and sustain. Okay, work on that technique. Work on that little shuffle there. Remember, nothing but downstrokes with the pick. Okay, work on that, and I will cook something up for you for your next lesson. And make sure you practice 10-15 minutes a day, you know, at the minimum. Leave your guitar out on the stand where you're going to see it, so that if you put it in the case, you'll forget about it. Leave it out where you see it, to where, you know, it's communicating with you. It says, hey, are you going to play me today? Make sure you play frequently, okay? Get to practice, and come back and let's see what the next video has for you. And we'll try to build, you know, upon each lesson, and try to get you to a point where you're starting to play little pieces of a song, and that's when it gets really good. All right, thanks for stopping by.